Welcome back, my stylish friends. Today we will be learning how to change color in design number 3. If you're following 2024 blanket, we are making 24 different designs using 2 different color yarns. And this is one of the simple again because we're changing yarn color only once. Once we learn all the easy color changes, the work will progress towards more difficult and more challenging ones. With this design, pick your yarn color, the one color that you want to be in the center of the square, and make 3 rounds of granny square stitch. If you're not familiar how we're making granny square stitch with this project, please visit the video I will link below and you can learn there in details. Just to let you know, we are making not traditional granny square stitch. Traditional granny square stitch has a chain stitches in between each cluster. We are skipping those chain ones on each side of the square. We're just using chain 2 in the corner. So this is the end of my round number 3, and we will slip stitch as always to close this round. Now is the time for changing color. So pick up the other color yarn you want to use for this project, and I do not use slip knot. I just put the yarn through and then I will tie the previous color yarn as close as possible to the project. Now we chain 1, bring that stitch all the way down. Now we will go under the chain space and we will make a slip stitch. And that's how we always start our rounds. And there is no exception here, only what was changed. We are using different color yarn. We are making our first cluster and we will continue this round as normally. And as you see, the connection has been hidden, and once you hide your 2 ends, the connection will be no longer visible. And because we do not need in my previous color yarn, I do not need to carry that yarn all around. I can just cut my end right now. This is our last round. So let's finish and I will show you how to hide the ends so the yarn connection is even less visible. And again, this is not traditional granny square stitch, but I believe it's working better when changing yarn colors and making nice designs. This is truly beginner-friendly crochet project, and that's what I chose for 2024. I would like to share my knowledge with brand new crochet enthusiasts, and I hope that you can learn slowly and with practice. By end of this year, you will be enjoying your new blanket. Also, there is more video on my channels for true beginners, like slow motions video, how to make a chain stitch or double crochet stitch that might help you to achieve what you're trying to do here, or any other projects. If you have any questions that you cannot find answer through my channel, please leave them in the comments. And I will always answer in detail because I'm truly trying to show you how to make this craft your own. It's understandable that in the beginning you need to follow patterns. But what I'm trying to teach you here is to, after you learn your stitches, you can create your own patterns. You can create your set of stitches that only you can make the way you want to make. And that's what I'm doing in all my projects. I freestyle all my pieces. It does not matter if they're crochet or knitted. And also I will combine both arts together. I love combining knitting and crocheting together. Okay, so look at that. We are at the end of round number 4. We have last 2 chain stitches and we are slip stitched to the top. We will cut our yarn and we will hide the end. When hiding end, pull yarn up and now thread your needle. What you will do, you will recreate the front and back loop of the last stitch. Because you cut the yarn and pull the yarn up, we are missing our front loop here. So you go with your needle under the next stitch and you're recreating the front loop. Then you go back in between the last loop to double the loop in the back. So even if you have already the back loop, you're kind of making the back loop again on the top of your previous back loop. But that way, this allows you to make this seamless connection that looks like your stitch has been made. Once you go with your needle in the back of your work on the wrong side of your project, you will hide your end by going in between fiber and hide the end. Move your needle in different directions. Once you do that, you will cut the yarn and you are done and the stitch is very secure. Now let's cut the yarn. We can also cut the yarn from the beginning because we have slip knot there. And let's connect our 2 tails when we change yarn color. What I do, I will make a knot first. And then I just hide my ends, weaving each tail between the same color yarn and changing the direction of the yarn. I'm placing my weave through the fiber of the stitches. That way the stitch is super secure, and that's why I did not make a slip knot in the beginning, because I do not want this to be too bulky. I want this project to lay flat. Once all the yarn tails are hidden, the work looks almost identical on the right side and on the wrong side. Some of our patterns will not look like that. This is one of the patterns that actually looks almost identical. And we already learned 3 different patterns this year. So you can incorporate them and make a beautiful blanket, or you can wait and work with us through the year and learn all 24. Make as many squares as you need for your blanket, and I'm leaving this chart here how to calculate the width and the length of your blanket. I hope you enjoy this project with me and you learn something new. Thank you for crocheting with me, and thank you for supporting my channel on YouTube and Patreon. I hope I will see you soon, and have a great day.